Talk about how to turn a fraction to a percent.
So these are equivalencies where a fraction and percent are the same thing. So it's the same as, equal to each other. So percent, the word percent means out of 100. How do I memorize it? I see the word cent. How many cents are there in a dollar? There are 100 cents in the dollar. So it means per cent. So per every 100 cents. For example, 9/20 is our fraction. Do you remember when we talked about how to turn a fraction to a decimal? There are two categories. There are out of 100 and there's typo. Well, we're going to go back and review that all over again. So let's look at 9/20. Does this denominator go into 100? If not, we're going to do typo. Do you remember what typo stands for? Top in, bottom out. It's when you divide, put the numerator inside the division bar, and the denominator goes on the outside. You add 3 placeholders. So let's look at 9/20. So which one should I choose? Which category? I think it goes out of 100. So can 9/20 go into 100? How many times? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. It goes in 5 times. That's 45. Do not forget the percent sign. So 9/20 is the same thing as 45/100, which is the same as 45%. So for example, if you were shooting baskets, a basketball, and you shot it for 20 times and you made 9 of them, your shooting percent is 45%, which is a little less than half. Next one. Imagine you're shooting ducks, or you're hunting ducks, and there are 25 ducks. You're able to shoot down 14 of them. How good are you? What is your shooting percent? Let's think. Is this more than a 50% or less than 50%? Half of 25 is like 12.5. So I think it's a little more than 50%. So does 14/25 go out of 100% or typo? I think it goes out of 100. So how many quarters go into 100 cents? 4 times. 14 times 4 is 56 hundredths, or 56%. So your shooting percent is 56%. Next question. In the bag, there were 5 red. I like drawing pictures. You don't have to draw this, but I think it helps. There are 5 red, 10 blue, 4 yellow. Oh, no yellow pen. Fine, I'll use this. And 6 green. So if I ask you what fraction and percent are yellow and green, what would you say? Let's count the yellow and green. There are 4 yellow, 6 green. That means 4 yellow and 6 green adds up to 10 yellow and green. So it's 10 yellow and green out of how many in the bag? Well, do we know there's 10 here? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So there are 10 green and yellow out of 25 in the bag. So does 10/25 go out of 100 or typo? Out of 100. So how many quarters go into 100? Times 4, 40 hundredths, or 40%. So 40% are a little less than half of the bag are yellow and green. So in our last example, we have the fraction 2/3. Turn this to a percent. What is the equivalency of 2/3? Does this go out of 100 or typo? Does this even go in 100? I don't think so. It's a typo question. Hey, it's an Illuminati fraction. That's what my students keep calling it. Top goes in, bottom goes out. Put 3 placeholders. How many 3s go in 2? None. How many 3s go in 20? 6 times. 18, so remainder is 2. Bring down to 0. How many 3s go in 20? 6 times. Bring down to 0. 6 times. Hey, it's a repeating decimal. So it's 666,000th with a repeating decimal. But how do you turn this to a percent? Is it going to be 666%? No, that doesn't make sense. In the study, when we talk about fractions to decimal, we're going to move the decimal twice over. So we have 1, 2. We'll move it 2 places to the right. So it is 66.6%. So 2/3 is equivalent to 66% or 66.6% with a repeating bar. So it's a repeating decimal and percent. So in the study of fraction to percent, the main thing you need to know is percent means out of 100. So you either turn it to out of 100. If you can't, you must do Tae Bo. And that is the study of fraction to percent.